What's up, everybody? Welcome to this channel update video. I'm Owen Finch, and I'm here with, for the first time in a while, with just us, Chris Dodd. Chris, how you doing today?
Doing great. Fourth time's a charm, baby. Let's
Well,
go.
we're not, yeah, we gotta get out of the weeds first. Um, but yeah, we haven't done a video together with just us since the Money in the Bank tier list that we did back on June 25th. Mainly because we haven't done a lot of videos anyways together because Chris Dog got busy working, we both went on vacation, and then we had some bad things happen, mainly on my end. If you want to know what it is, you can just go on my Facebook page, and it's pretty much posted there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But we're ready to kind of get back into the swing of things. As Chris and I have both realized, we both have gone so long without really doing videos that, mainly me, I've been rusty. I just started mainly doing videos again last week on my own The Talkinator channel, which you should totally check out. But I'm still even rusty then. I'm getting back into the swing of things. I'm doing a video now, but I can kind of hope we can shake the rust by the time I fully get back into doing videos again, which I think we have to, because next week's gonna be a big week when it comes to doing videos. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting for you though, because you haven't really done a video really other than GM in a while, and you don't really talk that much in GM. You just book your show, and then that's pretty much it. So like, this is the first
Yeah,
time you're gonna be talking for a while. So are you kind of ready to get back?
terrified.
Are you kind of ready to get back into the swing of things when it comes to doing content and everything like that?
Fuck yeah. I've been ready for a while.
I know.
It's about time that we came back. A lot of shit happened uh for quite a while, and it's time to turn the page, as they say, and it's good to kind of get back to the swing of things.
I know. I've missed like a good chunk of wrestling. Because all that stuff that started happening and everything like that happened at a bad time, because I think I stopped watching like full on started at Slammiversary for TNA, because I started watching TNA again when WWE partnered with them, and then you know it seems like there was just one PLE after another, because now you have to watch TNA to kind of keep up with WWE, at least on the NXT side of things. So it's kind of like, you have to go back and forth. Um, and I still don't know if it's going to happen yet. I want to watch the N1 for Pro Wrestling Noah side of things, because that's going to be a big talking point. And someone's going to watch it. And we know it's not going to be you, Chris, so it has to be me. So, I'm hoping we can kind of get back into the swing of things, and kind of get back into videos. And I'm kind of happy in a way that we're gonna be coming back. I want to finish out the year strong, because this is probably the least productive, at least we've been on this channel. I think since really the pandemic, when I really went away. I'm kind of glad it happened this year though, because we've talked about this off camera before. But if it had happened last year, we would have had a ton of chaos happen behind the scenes and everything like that.
Yeah,
So we're kind of happy that like this is the year that we were inactive, because it couldn't have been last year. So, but I kind of tried to make like some goals for us to do for videos towards the end of the year. I tried to make them more realistic, because I remember we did a channel update back in April, and I made them. They were pretty realistic, but then I realized it wasn't because it seemed like our schedules weren't really meshing up with each other, because every time we went to do a video together, you had to work, and then every time you were off, I was doing something. So that's why the only videos you were seeing with each other was with GM. Because I think it was at that time too. I wanted to get GM done, because we started GM at a bad time. So it was just kind of like it seemed like no matter what, something was suffering, and it seemed like it was Aftershock mainly, which was kind of sucked. And some days we did Aftershock. We should have done Aftershock. Like when we did the Money in the Bank tier list, that probably should have been a WWE Aftershock video. But then also too, it was like the same time as Money in the Bank. And I think too, the day we had it pretty much set in stone, we were gonna do Aftershock, but then you had to work, I think, that day. So like we couldn't really do it. And then like I think a PLE would come up. And we're like, okay, we'll just wait till after the PLE. And then obviously it got to a point where we just couldn't wait anymore. Like we're like, okay, it seems like we're not gonna be doing videos for a while, so let's set let's set a date when we're gonna do it. We actually had the dates pretty well set. You know, it looked like everything was gonna go well, and then obviously, you know, um, it just didn't happen that way. So, yeah, I'm kind of hoping now that like we're back into the swing of things. We can actually finish the year strong and actually produce some content out because I do have some stuff planned that I think can happen. Are you kind of ready for that? I know I just kind of went all over the place. You're probably thinking to yourself, dude, this kid's still fucking rusty. He's fucking sucking at videos right now. You're probably thinking, boo, you suck right now. Like, what do you?
Yeah, I
Anything
do.
else? Anything else you want to add to this?
Um, no, I'm very excited to get back in the swing of things again, get going again.
Um, and I think we'll finish the year out strong. Um, I remember last year in the fall you were pretty busy with work. This is what I'm thinking in my head. I know it's not going to end this way. I'm kind of hoping that this year, since it was the spring and the summer that you were busy, the fall will be, um, won't be as busy. But that's probably not going to happen. It's probably going to be the same that it was. So we'll have to
Yeah,
wait and
I
see.
wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
But let's kind of just talk about all the stuff we're going to do video wise. Um, so let's just get to it. Um, I'll mention some things and you'll mention some things. Um, since I've been talking a while, why don't you kind of talk about what's gonna go on with WWE Aftershock? Because we got some plans for that since you haven't talked in a while. So why don't you kind of go through what's gonna go on with WWE Aftershock?
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a summer of WWE 2024. Because like Owen said, we didn't really cover anything this summer. It's been months, so we're looking just to we're not going to do our usual format that we would do. We're just going to go over some high points, some low points, and go over some storylines and whatnot. Um, and yeah, and it's going to be pretty fun to do that. And then after we do that, we're going to go back into our weekly stuff that we would normally do of a breakdown. So
Yeah,
go back to our old format, and then we're thinking about changing up the format a little bit, but it's mainly going to be what we were doing in years past.
yeah. Going back to some of the stuff you said, yeah. So like Aftershock, if you remember when Triple H took over, we weren't doing content for a while. We did like I think 2 months after, kind of like he kind of got into the swing of things. We did like a state of the WWE address since like Triple H took over. We kind of talked about that. It'd be kind of like that video again. Um, I did, it would be like a state of the WWE address in the summer. I mean, it's gonna be some fall stuff in there just because we couldn't really, do it at the end of the summer, and a lot of people's end of the summers end at different times. So we're just gonna do summer, and then what's going on since then. Um, we're gonna talk about like some of the PLEs that have happened. I made a list of all the champions. We're gonna rank all the championship reigns that's happened during the summer, and then we're gonna rank all the TV shows that's happened. And then we're also gonna do. I made like a list of wrestlers of people who I thought have broken out. That really weren't getting much of a push before, and things that have flopped during the summer. And all the partnerships that WWE has. So it's gonna be kind of like one of those videos. And then there's gonna be videos I put that we have on topic that are gonna be on tap that we'll go back to each time. Like when we get to John Cena's retirement, we're probably not gonna talk about that for a bit, but then that will be a big thing. Uh, since WWE switched up the commentary team, we'll talk about that. So that'll be kind of the thing. And again, new format change that still might happen. That was all dependent on what was going on in my personal life at that time. Um, because there was going to be times I thought where like I couldn't do long videos, so we were going to do some videos where we would just cover Raw, and then we would let it sit in the can for a while, and then we would get to the point where we cover SmackDown on its own, and then I would edit it all in one video. Um, we might just still do it all in one video, but there could be times where because Chris and I have also kind of realized it can be taxing for us to sit down for a couple hours to talk about each show. So maybe some weeks we'll want to just cover Raw one week. This would be good for Chris because if we change the format this way, he can miss out and not even have to talk about the C shows anymore, which I think is going to make him want to do this format. So that way he never has to hear about those C shows ever again. He doesn't want to do any of that. So, but yeah, so we have some plans for WWE Aftershock. We're gonna bring that back put it back stronger. I definitely think the first episode after we do this big summer episode, we're gonna take a week off, and then we're gonna come back after Bad Blood. We're gonna cover Bad Blood, and then NXT's first episode on CW, and then we'll probably go back to our like weekly format again. I think the first episode, like when we come back to it, we should just do an episode where we just sit down and review all the shows all in one go, since we haven't done it in a while. And we'll kind of see if we still like it that way, and if we don't, we'll change the format. So it's gonna be kind of like what happens there. And then we have
Yeah.
you know, what are we gonna say before I move on to the next thing?
No, I agree with you.
Um, and then we have a new show that we're gonna be starting, called the TNA Reports. Basically, it's gonna be a review show for TNA, because we both like TNA now. I've liked TNA for a while. Um, I pretty much think it's been the sleeper product of all the main wrestling shows. I always enjoy TNA when I watch it, even before they rebranded to Impact Wrestling. I started watching it again, like in 2021, mainly again in 2019 after going like a long time without watching it when they switched to Access TV, and all of a sudden it was just this great product out of nowhere. And then I just never had time to talk about it because I was doing WWE Aftershock and Spoke at the same time, so I just couldn't really fit TNA in. But now that Spoke, for the most part at this moment, is dead, I feel like I can fit it in now. And also, too, what's good about it is now there's a reason to do it now, because now WWE and TNA are in a partnership, and I'm kind of watching now TNA weekly anyways, because you kind of have to kind of watch NXT, because you'll see like an NXT superstar show up there. And Chris is kind of keeping up with TNA enough. He'll probably start watching it full on when we actually do the shows and everything like that. We're gonna do the TNA report. It's pretty much gonna be the same thing as WWE Aftershock, where we cover all the weekly shows. We'll probably cover like TNA and then Explosion, and then if there's a pay-per-view that week for TNA, we'll probably cover it and stuff like that. So this will be fun. When's the last time you've watched TNA, like a full episode of TNA? Probably when AEW went over there. Have you watched a full episode recently? So.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched bits and pieces of episodes for sure.
Yeah.
But I have not watched the full episode. No.
So this will be kind of fun. To
yeah.
dig our teeth into it. I like TNA too. I feel like it's a mixture. It's pretty much what I think AEW should be. They have their matches, they do their dream matches, but I feel like they try to put enough in. They actually try to like develop characters, and I think come up with a storyline and everything like that. And also it feels like everyone's kind of getting used. There's always a reason why someone's on TV. I feel like no one in TNA really like dwindles at all and everything like that. No one goes off TV unless it's like an injury or something for like a significant period of time. So that's good. So I'm enjoying TNA, and I feel like we should just definitely sit down and watch it. And I like some of the wacky storylines that they're telling, like the storyline going on with PCO and Matt Cardona and stuff right now and everything like that. Looks like that's gonna stop for a while now, but like kind of like I'm liking that storyline, and I just enjoy TNA. Anything else you want to say about the TNA report? Because I'm really enjoying.
TNA has been really, really good, and I'm just happy that it gets to, be on it's getting the love it deserves now.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. Kind of when we'll do this stuff for Aftershock, we'll probably do Aftershock. Every Monday. So the stuff when the videos come out, it all just depends on the Only Talkinator side of things, because my cousin has a job where some weeks he has a short week, some weeks he has a long week. So we're trying to balance out the schedules so that way when he's working, I can do the WWE and like wrestling videos, and then when he's not working, I do the videos with him. So I think we're gonna alternate when we do the TNA report. There will be I'm thinking either Tuesday or Fridays, because that way they can go out enough time. I don't want to do it like Wednesdays, because then TNA is the next day. No one really watch the video. And then obviously I think Friday is a good time, just because too, like it's right after Explosion and the actual show comes out and everything like that. Obviously it will be difficult once there's a pay-per-view, because the pay-per-views are weird because they're on Fridays for the most part, which I don't know why that's the case, but it is. And then so it would be kind of weird when it comes to that. when we do the first episode of the TNA report, we're gonna kind of break it down the same way we're gonna do the first episode of WWE Aftershock coming back. We're gonna cover kind of everything that's going on since I've kind of started watching it again because some of that stuff I want to watch. And that way it will kind of give you time to kind of get familiar with the product again, Chris. So I don't exactly know when we're gonna launch this show. It's gonna be within the next couple of weeks, but yeah, it will be kind of then. Then
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about this. Tier lists are coming back. I remember we planned a shit ton of them in that channel update video in April, and we didn't do any of them because I think we did like one of them, the Money in the Bank one, and that was it because you were busy. But we have a shit ton of tier lists planned, and I kind of I made better ones this time around that that are a little bit more realistic. But yeah, do you want to talk about some of the tier lists that we have planned that's gonna happen?
We have women's champions tier list coming out, NXT men's champions coming out, and then Hell in a Cell matches, which we're doing in October, and then War Games matches in November because for War Games in November. And then every retro wrestling review series that we've done, we're gonna do that in December, and then every WWE show intro song, we're gonna do that in December, and then we're gonna go also to in December. We're gonna go throughout from January to December and do every WWE PLE in a tier list.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of tier lists for PLEs coming out. Hopefully nothing will get in the way of them. We can actually fucking do them this time. But yeah, we have a lot of them coming out for you guys because we enjoy doing them, and so we hope you guys enjoy watching them.
Yeah, going through it too. We're doing every NXT Women's Champion and Men's Champion is because obviously NXT are going to CW. We want to do something special for NXT, and since the first episode of on CW is they're going to have an NXT Women's title and a Men's title match on there. We want to make sure that they get the love. Those are going to be short videos too, because you're going to see, Chris, when you think about it, there really hasn't been that many champions for both the men's and NXT Women's Champions, especially the women's. You'll be surprised.
There really hasn't been.
Yeah. Because they do a lot of long title reigns and everything like that. So,
yeah.
And it makes sense to do the men's and women's champions because those are going to be very heavily showcased on NXT's first episode on CW. So that would be kind of fun. We're probably going to do both of those episodes next week. We're going to record them Wednesday and Thursday. And then, yeah, that would be kind of how that goes. Every Hell in a Cell match that's ever happened, I'm actually kind of excited to do this one because there's been a lot of Hell in a Cell matches. So and I haven't seen all these matches in years. And this kind of balances out because Bad Blood takes place the same day as the anniversary of the very first ever Hell in a Cell match. So that's kind of why we're doing this. I could see this video not happening because there's a lot of Hell in a Cell matches we have to watch. And we're going to try to release this the go-home week of Hell in a Cell. My thinking is to do it the Thursday or Friday before Bad Blood. We're also supposed to do something because I'm going to go over Chris's house to watch NXT. Maybe we'll record it while we're together so that way nothing will get in the way of it. So we'll see what kind of happens there. And then the one that definitely I think is going to get in the way is every War Games match because I didn't even realize this. There's more War Games matches than you think that we have to watch. Because there's not just the WWE, WCW War Games matches. We also have the Lethal Lockdown matches in TNA, which are technically War Games. We also have Blood and Guts. The ROH has done a few War Games matches. And there's been like MLW that's done some that we have to sit down and watch too. And then I don't even want to get into. I think TNA did like hardcore war matches where it was like War Games. So like I don't even know if that's even included. And also, too, Survivor Series, the go-home week of that, like Thanksgiving week, so who even knows if we even get to it. So I did put it on the list, but it's probably not going to happen, knowing how crazy Thanksgiving week gets. So I wouldn't plan on that one happening. I definitely want to do every retro in December, because there's not really a lot we have to watch. I only have to watch like 2 of them. And I plan on bringing back Retro Wrestling Review Series next year, and I feel like it makes more sense to kind of go through the ones that we've already done, so that way, you and I can give our 2 cents, because you and I haven't even been on every Retro. I've missed like 2 of them. I think you've missed like probably two handfuls of retros. Because there's some retros that you just didn't do. So this will be fun because this will be the only opportunity that you get to talk about some of this stuff that you wouldn't have talked about before. And this will be fun because you have an excuse to shit on Battleground 2017 again. Because you haven't been
Fuck.
you won't get to shit on that again when that happens. So
I was never gonna have to talk about that again.
Yeah, you're gonna have to because we did that as a retro one time. I forget who picked that. Was it me or you that picked that? I think I picked it in spite of you. I think that's how it went, right? Or did you pick
Yes.
it? It was something like that,
You picked it to torture me.
Yeah. Hey, I have to fucking sit down and talk about Battleground 2013, King of the Ring 95. What else is a retro that we did that I really hated? I can't even think of another one. Oh, what's the name of that WCW show where Vince Russo does the shoot promo? Is it It's not Bash at the Beach. It's like but I have to talk about that show again. Oh,
Bash at the Beach 2000.
Yeah, I have to talk about that show. Oh, we have to talk about Halloween Havoc 1995 again. Remember that show? That's the show with the giant fucking yeah. Yeah, we have to talk about that show again. Again, we're not going to talk about it.
Where Ron Reese humps fucking the Hulkster.
Yeah, so we have to talk about all that stuff again. You have to talk about AEW again. In its good years, like Full Gear 2020. What else was a retro? The second episode of Dynamite we'll have to talk about again because we did that as a retro at one point. You have to talk about All Out 2021. You never talked about that yet, so there's a lot of AEW.
Yeah.
This will be a fun. I think this will be a fun tier list to do because we're gonna be going all over the place. We'll be talking about and we're gonna do it in order as how the retros were released. So this will be fun because we'll be going through retros that we'll be talking about WWE in 2017, and then all of a sudden talking about WCW 1995. So this will be kind of a fun, but because we'll be going all over the place. So,
yeah.
And again, there's probably stuff that you've wanted to talk about that you'll never get to talk about. So this would be a good opportunity for you to talk about it. So, this will be fun. And then again, going through every show intro. I think this will be a fun one to do. I feel like this is gonna be a silly episode though. All you really have to do for research is just listen to the music. And this will be kind of weird because you and I don't really listen to music that much. So we're gonna be talking about shit that we don't really talk about that much. So we're just gonna be talking about how good the song is. We're not even. So it's like a wrestling video, but not even a wrestling video, really. So that would be kind of fun.
Nah, it's just a fucking thing you're gonna do.
It's gonna be funny too because we're gonna be talking about some of the songs you have to sit and you might be doing karaoke on the air randomly, so it's it's gonna be a fun one. And then every PLE, I think this will be a fun one too because we didn't really review any PLEs that much this year, because we missed I think we reviewed Mania, but you didn't review Backlash, and then obviously from the shows we're gonna talk about onward we didn't cover, and then the first show we're going to cover again is Bad Blood. We went through a good stretch of time, but we didn't cover any of the PLE, so this will be a fun one to do.
Yeah.
And then and it'll be interesting because I think this is the first year we've done a PLE where they've all been good. Usually there's a PLE that's always bad. I guess last year would have been the fun one because there really wasn't one, but there was a few NXT shows that were all the NXT shows have even been good. So this will be a fun one. We want to make history with that one because I'm pretty sure we've done PL. At least there's always one outlier that always instantly goes into the trash when we do a tier list. Well, so we're gonna say this now, and Bad Blood's gonna be bad. I'm probably jinxing Bad Blood. Bad Blood's gonna be the worst professional wrestling show that's ever existed or something.
It could be.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be.
But yeah, I'm excited to get back into tier lists. The first one. Which one do you want to do first? The NXT Women's Champions first, or the NXT Champions first?
Let's just do it in order of what we have it as. So the women's, I guess.
You ever notice there was you didn't notice this originally. I put woman twice as a word. Well, the WWE NXT Women's Champion. So I guess how does that?
I saw that and not second women's.
So I guess there's two woman champion. They're the women's champions. They're not just the women's champion. The women's champion. So So are they the NXT are they the physical championship at the same time? How does that work with my word in there? So we mentioned another funny thing I did that messed up. When I was going through this list, do you want to mention it was doing the every PLE thing? You got a good chuckle out of that one. I'll let you kind of talk about that.
Yeah.
You want to mention that the funny mistake I did there?
No, I didn't.
Well, I was like when I said every PLE, you thought originally I was saying like every PLE that's ever existed, like.
Oh yes, ever existed.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, hold on.
you have to be
That's
like.
a little. That's a little extreme.
You know that's gonna be a tier list someday, probably though, right? Every PLE that ever happened.
Yeah, that we're not doing.
I feel like I know you should shut that down instantly too. Like, no.
That's like 40 years or 50 years worth of PLEs that we would have to cover.
Yeah, we'd be here. You realize how much we'd be here for like hours,
Yeah, even more than that.
and some of that could be dedicated to like, remember we did the NXT tier list one time, or like it was the it was the NXT one, and half of the video was spent me trying to move shit over because I couldn't move it over like that, like.
Yeah. We did one where I couldn't even see anything.
That was the first one. So, yeah, it's just tier list, man. I'll let you talk about the next one too, because the next one was like my idea. But you want to talk about the next thing we have planned?
Brand Supremacy is coming back. It's starting up again in a few weeks, and be on the lookout for it. When everything kind of hit the fan, and we had to take some time off for obvious reasons that we're not going to mention, that it kind of got lost.
Yeah.
And we didn't do it. So, and we were planning on doing it a few times, but my work schedule kind of got in the way. But
and NBA,
yeah, so we're planning on doing that again.
And NBA got in the way.
Yes, the NBA finals got in the way. But it definitely it's coming back, and we're going full force with it.
Yeah,
and excited to do.
What I'm excited about is now that things have kind of behind the scenes have working out good. We have like a definite replacement for the most part that can come in if somebody can't do it, which is good because that was kind of the struggle. I remember like the big thing I was gonna have happen was if someone couldn't do it, I just have someone come replace you. And finding a replacement was not as easy as I thought it was gonna be. Like, I would reach out to private messages to like groups and stuff, and it's just not easy. And also to I feel like though the first episode we have when we come back though, I want everyone to be on like the original crew, because I think that's fair. But the plan is every week we're gonna alternate because it depends on my cousin AJ's schedule. So it will either be Tuesdays or Wednesdays when it's recorded, and then it will be out like roughly the next day, or like a couple of days afterwards. I at least want to finish season 1, because I feel like we've dedicated a lot of time to it. I do want to come back for a season 2 because I don't think because I don't think you've ever seen this. You know, it does continue, right? You don't just end the season and then that's it. You do a whole new thing. Like there's a season 2 out of it and everything like that. You come back and you draft all the brand again and like it's like the same file and everything like that. So I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like that.
Yeah. So I do want to come back for a season 2 if we can, but we have to finish season 1 for that to happen, and it kind of sucks because as you know I plan my shit weeks in advance. I booked like 3 shows and we haven't done anything with it yet. So and I guarantee you, yeah, so it'll be fun, because I think the biggest thing out of it is I'm like way far ahead of you guys, but you guys are like neck and neck. Like you, John, and my cousin AJ are like neck and neck of like second place pretty much. So it's like, So I think my cousin AJ is like has a few more fans where he beats you. I think I told you that. So
yeah.
And I mentioned I fucked you over by accident the last recording we did. So yeah, I tell you. Yeah, I just tell you I fucked you over by accident because I swapped out one of your matches to like the mid card, And then when we did the show, they're like, you should have put that in the main event when we did Autobook. So that kind of fucked you over by accident. So, um, yeah, um,
Another fun.
yeah, it was an accident though. It happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to get back to doing GM again. Chris and I have also talked about we might just start doing some Let's Plays too, because now we have the abilities. I have to see though if we could do Twitch on the PlayStation. I think a lot of people say it's more of an Xbox thing. It's only a PlayStation thing. Because that could be the case. Like if you're ever just sticking around in 2K, you could even hit record and just upload the content to my Twitch, and I could just download. You just have to tell me about it, because like it goes away permanently if you don't download it within.
I'm not telling you shit.
Watch, you're gonna record you sat down recording all this game footage, and then you didn't tell me to download the video, and you're like, fuck, I just wasted my time though. Like, why did I tell him? Should have told him. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to getting back into doing brand supremacy again. Are you looking forward to it, or do you not want to do it anymore? Just not doing it. Just done.
Yeah, nah, fuck it. Who cares?
About it. I'm not gonna win. Who fucking? I'm not doing it. So.
I'm a fucking loser on the game anyway. Who cares?
I don't want to listen to Triple H tell me to, rest my wrestlers, and then tell me to book a steel cage match the same episode. So.
Yeah, rest your popular stars, and then it's book a Hell in a Cell match on your next show with your popular stars.
Did I ever tell you?
Okay,
did I tell you I got like a backhanded compliment recently from I think it was Chelsea Green, because she asked me to team her up with Sammy Vortex. That's like one of the jobbers they put in the game, and then she's just like, yeah, thank you so much for putting me in the tag team with her. She's like, I guess what she essentially was just like, I guess once in a while you get stuff right. Like it's like she gave me kind of a backhanded compliment, like after I gave her even though I gave her what she wanted. So, yeah. So there you go. But yeah, let's just continue. The last thing, a new series that's gonna come to the channel. I don't know what we're gonna call this show yet. I might have you name the show, or have Steve name the show. But we're gonna have a show that's dedicated to reviewing professional wrestling documentaries. I've wanted to do this for a while, and I think the reason I really want to do this is because I remember we reviewed the Cody Rhodes documentary from last year, and then the Kurt Angle one from last year. You know, I didn't even realize this. The Kurt Angle one's just the documentary they did for the A&E. They just did it again on Peacock, which was weird. I don't know. I don't understand how they did that, but that's what happened. Just like fuck it, A&E just giving us content right here. So I don't know. It was weird.
Just fuck it.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited to do this. Because I've been watching a lot of the wrestling documentaries, because I'm watching all the A&E stuff now, and then all the rivals and everything like that. And I'm actually excited to kind of do documentaries, because it's a different type of video for us to do. I guarantee you the first episode's going to be like a shit show, but then the other episode's going to be good, because that's usually always how it goes with us with this channel. But I'm looking forward to reviewing wrestling documentaries. We already know the first episode that's going to be with this series. It's going to be the Vince McMahon documentary that's going to Netflix, because I feel like what else can we kick it off with? There's really nothing else, but we have other ones planned. We're going to review Who Killed WCW, since that documentary that came out this past summer. We're going to review, even though it's more of a reality show, it's the WWE Next Gen show that went on Roku right after WrestleMania. It's more of a reality show, but it kind of shows you the behind the scenes of the hiring process when people come in through the PC that like haven't wrestled in the indies and stuff before. So I think that would be kind of a fun one to do. It's kind of funny though, because I think Chris and I waited so long to do it. They like released most of the wrestlers that ended up making it like at the end, which is kind of funny. Like, and it's kind of shitty how they did it, because they waited till after the documentary came out, and then most of them were released, and you're gonna see like a few of them have been on. I don't think you've seen them actually yet, the ones that have shown up on TV, because they've been on Level Up, and you don't watch the C shows, so you know, it's just kind of how it is. I mean, you're thinking to yourself like, "Oh yeah, you made it. You're on Level Up now. Great freaking progress right there. Still on Level Up. Can't even get onto the main. Can't even get onto the main show.
Should be NXT level down.
But I'm looking forward to watching that one. We're gonna do the behind the curtain, the documentary that came out on how the WrestleMania 40 main event was set up, which I'm looking forward to doing that one because I watched that recently. Um, what else was that? Some of the A&E documentaries. Is there any A&E documentary like you would definitely like say, hey, I definitely want to review this? I know you watched a few of them.
Not in particular. I think they're all pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're all good. Some particular that I want to review was obviously the China one because of how drastic the Scott Hall one because that kind of ended in a tragedy. The good ones I want to do though, I want to review the WrestleMania one because that was a fun one that they did. The Edge one, the Paige one because that's very dated because that came out like right when she joined AEW pretty much. So I want to do that one because that's kind of a funny one. I want to do the Rivals one about Trish Stratus and Lita because that's very they definitely made it sound like that's what started the women's evolution. Like after that feud, which it's kind of right, kind of wrong because it still took a few years after they left the company for the women's evolution to kick in. It didn't kick in because of that feud.
Yeah,
it still took a few years, but they make it sound like that's when it kicked in and everything like that. Because some of them are very like WWE like. Like the Randy Orton John Cena Rivals one, they made it sound like it was like this epic rivalry when it really wasn't the case. It's just something that WWE always told. The Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar one was the same way. They don't really they kind of leave out the fact that like it kind of took them a few tries before that rivalry finally got like good. It wasn't good like they made it sound like it was like good instantly. Like oh my gosh, it was this all time classic rivalry when that wasn't the case. So, but yeah, that would be Most Wanted Treasures would be a good one to do. I like that one, but not as much, just because most of it is a documentary. Like the big selling point is supposed to be they buy the stuff, but like half of it they don't even go like buy the stuff until like halfway through the episode. Sometimes it's like wait, half of it's like a documentary half the time, and it always ends predictably. Like I think more often than not they end up getting the stuff that they sell. Like they don't. There's one every so often where they don't get it. The one I definitely want to do though was the one I don't know if you saw this one when Mick Foley tried to buy like the original women's title from Orlando Blaze and she gave him like the cold shoulder. I think you're gonna have a fun one with that one because that was an awkward episode, like very awkward. But yeah.
Yeah.
Other stuff that I want to review is Dark Side of the Ring. That would be a fun one because I haven't seen any of this stuff and some of those stories I don't even know. WWE 24 on Peacock. Any documentaries that like I haven't discussed that you definitely like say, hey, I definitely want to review this.
No, not really.
Yeah, we're just gonna review the biggest one I forgot, the Bray Wyatt documentary that came out this year.
Yeah,
want to do that one. I think Chris Dodd wants to do a documentary on how a documentary is made for WWE. That's the documentary he wants to do. Like, this is how this documentary was made. So, I think he wants.
Absolutely.
I think he wants to do a documentary on the rise and fall of AEW. That's what he wants. That's what he's waiting for. So
that'd be the best one yet.
Is it already? Do you think it's already currently being made?
Yes.
When do you think they started it? Right when the company started, or do you think they waited a few years?
Right when it started.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything we have planned this year. Are you excited to kick some ass this year? Are you not feeling it? Now that we did the
I'm not feeling.
Now that we did the Chain of Update view, I feel like you're just gonna be like, yeah, I'm done. I'm not doing this now. Like, no thanks. Like, nah, not happening.
Nah, I'm good.
Like, you just got our hopes up, and then you're just like randomly like, you know what? I'm not really feeling this anymore. No, you're pulling the Hulk Hogan. Don't work for me, brother. Don't work for me.
Don't work for me, brother.
Hey. If you watch Logan Paul's podcast, though, according to him, he never uses backstage creative freedom. He never did it.
Fucking never did. Ever in his career.
I know, never ever. But yeah, I'm excited to kind of get back into the swing of things. I kind of hope the rust is going to be broken by the next time we do a video. I think as we did this video, the rust was like completely broken. Like you notice, like yeah, that's just like old times again. But like probably the first like 5 minutes you've been like, oh my gosh, this kid's so rusty. I think you probably walked away at one point like, yeah, I can't deal with this. I'm done. Like,
Yeah, I can't deal with this idiot anymore.
do you think you were rusty at all? Or you think you were just fine?
I think I was perfect.
Not an ounce of bit of rusty. You were 100% fine.
No, just 100% fine.
But yeah, out of all the stuff on the list, what are you looking forward to do the most, and what are you looking forward to do the least?
Uh, the most, none of it, and the least, all of it.
I want a real answer.
Um, the most, probably the documentaries. I think those are going to be pretty good.
What about the least?
The least, probably the summer of 2024 because it's going to take a long time.
I feel like though, I thought you said I thought you would have said every retro ever because you have to talk about Battleground 2017 again. So like at some point in that video.
Yeah, that would probably go in the queue also.
um, yeah, so be prepared for a long video that day whenever we do it. I definitely want to try to do that soon because the longer we wait, the more we're gonna have to talk about. So you know, so yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you subscribe to all this stuff so you can even watch all this stuff. Like, it doesn't really do us any good if we make this channel update video and then you guys don't even hit the subscribe button. It's kind of a waste of time for us. You hit that subscribe button, you hit that bell, so that way you get a notification anytime I upload a video. Which is going to be every second of the day. Every second of the day, you're going to get a notification on your phone. It's going to say, Wrestling Fortune 44 uploaded video. Every second of the day. Like, just, your phone's going to be dead in 24/7. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. And since it's being recorded, well, do you want to say bye to him first, Chris, before I end the video? You usually get to say bye.
Bye!
But that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. You know, thanks for listening. Or if you're just listening to it, you know, whatever. So that's pretty much it.